What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Daily Chat. My name is Arif, and it is January the 17th, 2022 for episode 3. And CES last week was not as great as I'd hoped it'd be. After the first 2 days, there's really not a whole lot of good news worth talking about, which was rather disappointing. It's kind of showing that CES is kind of turning into E3, where it's just kind of not relevant anymore. But that's just me, so if you're wondering why there was no other extra episodes, really nothing worth talking about. So I'd rather just not put an episode out than waste my time with it and waste yours too. But with that said, there is some cool news today, so let's get right into our tribute with Betty White, the world's grandma. She passed away on December 31st, 2021, which is just absolutely heartbreaking. Like, absolutely heartbreaking. She just, right at the finish line. But today was her 100th birthday, and Google, always being the classy people that they are, did this special search animation for when you look at Betty White. Very classy of Google. I love it. And while sometimes they get hate for doing these kind of things, I don't think anyone has a problem with it, and if they do, I'm pretty sure they're smart enough to keep their mouth shut, because that might be the last thing they ever say. But with that said, and rip Betty White, we love you. Getting into it, Nvidia's 3050 graphics card. Now, this was unveiled at CES. I think it was CES. Either way, this was unveiled, and it's their entry-level card. The 50 level cards are always like the super duper entry level gaming cards. It's normally a fairly cheap card, running anywhere between $199 and maybe $220, but we can see now that it's $249. That's a little bit high for an entry level graphics card. But that's not where the story ends, because in Japan, when it went on sale on Japan Amazon, it was on sale for $439 with the taxes, $399 without. And it sold out in an hour. That is right. 1 hour, all the cards were gone, even at a grossly inflated rate. This isn't a great sign, because what this is going to tell Nvidia now is they can just keep cranking up the prices, and you pack of morons will keep paying for it. It's not a good sign. In fact, we don't know what the 3090 Ti's price is going to be as of right now, but you can almost assume it's going to cross the $2,000 mark just because they know they can get away with it. I own 280 level cards, a 980 and a 2080. My 2080 cost me $1,100, but my 980 cost me like $500. That was the top tier card. In between 2014 and 2022, even though it's been 8 years, I get that, the amount that these cards have gone up is so grossly disproportional to the amount of performance that we're getting back. It's just absolutely mind-boggling that people are willing to pay these kind of prices. And then, of course, you have the scalpers who just pay even more, or who are willing to sell it for even more, and people will pay for those prices too. Terrible. But the next thing, speaking of terrible, COMCAST has announced the test of the world's first 10G modem for multi-gigabit speeds at home. This raises a lot of eyebrows. First, it's COMCAST. Just lose all faith, ye who enter here. Just abandon faith. But the bigger thing is they said they're going to be rolling out multi-gigabit, which can have upwards of 4 gigabits up, down. And even back in 2021 or 2020, they announced like a kind of like a trial test, and they had 1.25 gigabits per second. They've announced it. The question I have to wonder is, A, what are they going to charge? And B, what strings are going to come attached to this? Because this is COMCAST. And not only is it COMCAST, it's internet in America. Just all the red flags in the world come up here. So they're rolling out the DOCSIS 4. They're going to try it out. They're going to be rolling it out to all the people. I don't know the exact locations they're going to be trying it out yet, but they are going to be rolling out multi-gigabit. If you are getting this package, I would love to hear from you and see how the functionality works. But with Comcast, I can almost assume that you're going to have more downtime than uptime, because that's just how Comcast rolls. And I somehow get the feeling your 4 gigabits per second are going to be 40 megabits per second. Just me. Could be the cynic. Could not be. I'm the cynic. Next. Twitter expands the feature allowing users to flag misleading tweets. That's right. It said on Monday that it expands the feature to allow users to flag misleading content on social media in Brazil, Spain, and the Philippines. Oh, sorry. I fell asleep. The second anything about misleading information comes up, I get over it. Moving on. The last story. Amazon UK will not ban Visa cards on the 29th after all. A little bit ago, call it like a month ago, Amazon announced that they are going to stop taking Visa cards in amazon.co.uk or amazon.uk, whatever. This raised a lot of panic because, a lot of people have Visa cards, but Amazon cited that the fees for Visa were too high and they were not going to go with Visa anymore. They were just going to use MasterCard. And with that, Amazon also has their own card with MasterCard. So, it kind of like really pushed the people to get into it. They have all of a sudden backtracked in saying that they're not going to stop taking Visa payments. A lot of people are seeing this as a power play, which that's exactly what it is. This was a power play by Amazon to get Visa to lower their fees. But this isn't an unheard instance of companies complaining about visas and their fees. Because if you are in North America, Costco does not take Visa. Costco cannot stand Visa because their fees are too high. That's why you use a debit card or a MasterCard. Now, I could be wrong with the US version, but I know here in Canada, absolutely, we do not take Visa. Because that is what I have been told by, people who work at Costco, that the fees are just too high, so they just don't take it. It's good that they made it a power play, and hopefully this kind of gets the ball rolling for other companies to accept it. I don't know what the exact Visa fees are, and I might look into that later on. But a lot of those kind of details are very under lock and key, since they're not the same for every company. But good on Amazon. They got what they wanted. You can only assume that the fees are going to be lower. Prices won't be lower for you, though. You peasants will still pay the exact same amount. They'll just save more money and buy Jeffy B another mega yacht. And on that happy note, guys, that is today's Daily Chat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button. I've been Arif. This has been Daily Chat Season 7, Episode 3, and I'll see all of you on the next video. Bye.